When the then victim confronted his then girlfriend, she got angry and busted him across his head with a bottle. Let's see how Judge Kane preside over this case. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and like this video, and we will see you on the other side.
Calling case 2458295, people of the state of Michigan versus Nikita Alana Rogers. Beginning is charged in count 1, assault with a dangerous weapon, count 2, domestic violence. Harris, for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Shall we refer to people number 60249?
Charlotte Birchback from the Neighborhood Defender Service, P number 86740, on behalf of Ms. Rogers. Ms. Rogers, could you say your name to the judge?
Nikita Rogers.
Today's date, time set for preliminary examination. Are you ready to proceed?
Yes, Judge.
How many witnesses?
I have one witness.
Any preliminary matters before you call your witness?
No, Judge.
Okay, call your witness.
This time we call Mr. Kenneth Harris, please.
Sir, please step forward, give your name and spelling to the lady seated there. Please raise your right hand, sir. Please swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Thank you, sir. Please have a seat. Have a seat, speaking to that microphone that's located to your left. Right thing. Look down to your mouth.
Good morning. Please state your name once again for the record.
Kenneth Harris.
Thank you. Mr. Harris, I'm going to be asking you some questions today. If you don't understand something or if you want me to repeat it, please let me know, all right? All right. I want to bring your attention back to the date of July 14th of this year, 2022. Do you remember that date?
Yes.
Where were you on that date?
His mom's house. Sure.
Okay. And what type of location is that?
It's a home.
Whose home is that?
Mine.
All right. And on that date at that location, were you there with anyone else or alone?
Someone else.
Okay. And who else was there?
Key Rogers, 2 children.
You said Nikita Rogers and her 2 children?
Yes.
Okay.
Speak into that microphone for us, sir.
Yes.
Okay. How do you know Nikita Rogers?
She's my girlfriend.
Okay. And how long has she been your girlfriend for?
Almost 3 years.
3 years. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see Nikita Rogers in the courtroom here today?
Yes.
Okay. For identification purposes, could you indicate where she is and what she's wearing today?
She's sitting with the. Can't see if she has some black. Can't see up the last one.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, please, that this record reflect that this witness has identified the defendant, Nikita Rogers.
So no.
Thank you. All right. So, Mr. Harris, what happened on that day at your house involving you and Ms. Harris? I'm sorry, Ms. Rogers.
About 6:30, maybe 6:45 a.m. I was getting out to go to the kitchen like I always do Sunday mornings. And I mean, music. So I didn't know where it's coming from. So I just able to sing it. Music from the basement.
You need some water?
Yes. Air so long make you speak it, that's the water. 6 to 1 as a speak. So I asked Nikita, I said, please turn the music down or whatever. take it outside when we have duty. And she said, okay, I'll turn it down.
Okay, let me just stop right there for a minute. So you heard loud music and you asked Ms. Rogers to turn it down. Is that right? Okay, and what room are you in of this house?
I was coming downstairs in the basement.
Okay, was she in the basement?
Yes.
Okay, so what happens next?
So when I went down, I said, well, please go down. She said, okay, I'll turn it down. So I went back up. And I said, well, I think I'll take her down. So she thought I went outside, but I went back upstairs to get my shoes on. And she turned it back up. I wondered what it was in the first place.
Okay, well, let me just stop you. So you then go upstairs?
Yes.
So not the main floor, but actually on the upper floor?
It's the kitchen.
There's the kitchen, okay.
There's the basement table.
Okay, and you're saying that now you hear the music louder?
Yes.
Okay, what happens after that?
So all the way down the basement, I said, kid, what's going on? Cut the music down. Cut the music down. So she started saying the stuff to me. She was saying, I just cut it down. So I went to like go there to where she was, put the laptop down where it is coming from, and she jumped up. So I said, well, you stopped. And she wanted me to take a picture of her, and she jumped up, came at me. She had pushed me.
Okay, let me just stop you right there real quick. So after hearing that music that's louder, you went downstairs again in the basement, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you walk over to her, is that what you stated?
She was on the other side of the pool table, just off to this side of the pool table off this side.
Okay. Okay, and so how close were you to her?
Well, 2 or 3 feet,
Okay,
maybe 4 feet.
okay, and you said you attempted to close the laptop where the music was coming from, is that
Yes,
right?
I reached over to tell her to close it down, cut it off. And somehow or another, she just jumped up, whatever, she was standing up, she came at me. And when she came at me, she just, when I took the picture, she just came at me like, pushed me back a minute.
Okay.
And then next thing I know,
Okay, let me just ask a couple more questions. So she came at you, now you're making a motion with your hand against your face.
Right.
Are you saying that that's what she did?
yes,
Okay, so did she hit you, punch you? What did she actually do to your face?
no, they hit me and pushed me at the same time.
Hit you and push you the same
Yeah,
time?
like the same thing.
Like with her fist? Is that-
This is her hand, this is like this,
Okay,
that's what I felt it.
okay, and on the side of your face there, is that correct? Okay, now you indicated something about taking a picture.
For the record, I was indicating the left side of the space.
So,
Thank you. You indicated something about taking a picture.
No, I was gonna tell her, so I was gonna shoot, I was taking a picture of what's going on, so she can say she didn't do it later.
Did you take a picture?
Yeah, I took a picture,
Okay,
it snapped, I'm not, so I check it.
you didn't check it. Okay. Did you try to do this before she hit you in the face or after?
Before,
Okay, so you went downstairs with your phone ready to take a picture?
no,
Okay, when did you decide to take a picture?
when she went, when I went down, I said, well, let's snap a picture of what's going on. Whatever. Anyway, so
Okay,
she jumped up this, she did that, then they pushed me back, and then I went back upstairs. And when I was going towards the stairs, I could feel she started throwing bottles, glass breaking. So I said, I'm calling police, I'm calling police. And she started throwing bottles everywhere, so that's started keeping her whole walls and towards the possible army.
Okay.
Upstairs,
okay, all right, let's just stop right there. So now you're headed back up the stairs, is that right?
yes.
You said you hear bottles?
Now, first, I'm not sliding left the basement, bottles that keep the floors hit that. When I said we called the police, well, they're from the basement, that's what she got throwing bottles.
Okay, so she's starting,
Glass,
okay. Did you see the bottles with the glass?
yes,
Okay, so what, was it like glass, like a glass of water, or was it actual like glass
beer
bottles?
bottle,
Pardon?
beer bottle,
Beer bottles, glass beer bottles?
yes,
Okay. And you said they were breaking?
yes.
Okay, did any of them hit you?
Out of the glass out to the floor, and once that hit, it starts break the hit.
Okay, so the glass that broke hit you.
And there's more than one bottle, she was throwing them like back to back.
Do you know how many?
She threw a lot.
Okay. Okay, what happened after that?
So I went upstairs, I went outside. Cause I became my neighbor, he was outside, whatever, he was doing. He was saying, "Were you okay?" And she started screaming, "Holler," till it went to go back down the street and whatever, so I said, "Everything's okay down here." So when she came out the basement,
When you say she, who are you referring to?
Keita,
Okay, so Nikita comes out. Are you outside at this time or inside
Yes.
the house?
I was
You're
outside the
outside.
door,
Okay,
outside the door.
what's the next thing you notice?
She came out the door and she went towards the backyard and she was screaming, hollering, cursing about me and whatever. She was screaming, hollering, cursing real loud. And he started attacking my neighbor. He started coming out with it. And so the stuff went into the backyard. She had something that she was going to stick the tire of the truck or whatever. So I went back into the door, checked the door, I locked it.
You
I
went back
locked it
into,
off,
you went back into one door.
one side door.
Okay, and that's the door of your house, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and what was your intent at that time?
I wanted her to calm down. I didn't know what she was trying to do. So I wanted her to calm down.
Okay,
So she was going, she was out of it. For some reason, she was completely out of it.
okay.
So she went back to the side door and I locked it. And she started beating her. She just tore the screen door out and glass out the screen door and the door. And the next thing I know, she came back to the kids' bedroom window. Some kind of way she got back to there.
Okay, let me stop you right there. So you said she came through the children's bedroom window, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And is that on the ground level of the house?
In the first door.
Okay, all right, very good. And do you know if that window was open or not?
Yes, that fan inside.
All right, very good. And why did you lock the door?
Because I wanted her to stop.
All right, and does she live there with you?
Yes.
Okay, okay, so what happens after she comes through one of the children's bedroom doors?
No, she had a broom. She had a broom or something, whatever she had. It was just going so quickly. She had a broom. I went towards her. She had a broom. So I said, "You need to stop. You need to stop." And I said, some of the fact I said something about, made me do something. I was kind of out of it. I said, "Stop it, kid." And she, "You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna cut nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing. You goofy," all kinds of stupid stuff like that.
Okay, let me stop you there for just a second. So you said she had something like a broom in her hand?
Yeah, I believe she had a broom.
Okay, can you describe what you saw?
This kid wrong, it's a broom. She struggling with the broom or something she could cut.
Objection, speculation.
I want you to describe the broom. Was it a small broom, a large broom? What was it like?
It was a very large broom.
Okay, like like a regular broom that might be this tall or something, like that?
It was about this tall. The handle was this tall. Broom was this wide.
Okay, so the sweeping part of the broom was about this wide?
Yes.
Okay, and then the rest of it was this tall, maybe?
The handle about 3 feet.
Okay, all right. So do you know where she got that from?
No.
Okay. But you saw her with it, is
Yes.
that right? Okay. And you said she hit you with it?
Yeah, she hit me somewhere with it. I can't remember. I was in towards my bedroom.
You were where?
In the bedroom area. Bedroom. The bedroom was side by side.
Okay, so you were in
I
the
went back to my
bedroom
bedroom.
area?
So she was coming back to the window, so I went to my bedroom.
Okay. So were you laying down or were you just standing
No,
up?
standing up. I was trying to see what she was trying to do.
Okay. So what makes you think that she hit you with the broom?
I felt it.
Okay, where did you feel it?
I don't know, somewhere on my side or somewhere.
Okay, so it wasn't right in front of you?
No.
So you didn't have like a clear view of?
I knew that I could see the broom, when it
Sorry,
bent.
I just want to interrupt for the record. He's indicating the back right side of his body.
Oh, no.
Okay, and how did you feel after that?
I just went back out, I said, call the police.
And why did you say that?
So she would stop.
Okay,
She said, she said something about ex-police and all that, something she was saying. Some other kind of stuff she was talking. Cursing.
okay, and did you in fact call the police?
Yes, 3 times.
Okay. Did the police arrive?
Yes.
Okay. Did anything happen between the time that she hit you with the broom and the police arriving? Anything happened between that?
No, I stayed outside.
You stayed outside, okay. And was she in the house still?
Yes.
Okay, so when the police arrived, what happened?
They went down the basement and asked what's going on. She was still throwing stuff. And they got there. So I don't know, she's just everywhere. And they went down there and they was talking to her. And one was downstairs and both were downstairs first, and one came back up talking to me, one stayed downstairs talking to her. And next thing I know, she was bringing her out the basement and handcuffs.
Okay,
We went out to the side door. I stood to the side and she kicked me in my groin. Went out the door.
okay, and you were still like that close in the area?
Yeah, I was right beside the side door. The side door was bleeding out the door.
Okay,
So you brought it out.
okay. So what did she kicked you with what?
She kicked me in my crotch.
All right, and was that with, do you remember, like left foot, right foot?
It's her left foot.
Left foot, okay. And what happened after that?
I went down, but I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand straight.
Okay,
They started to ask her, why did you do that?
An objection to proceedings.
So.
I'm sorry, who said that?
The officer.
So after, did the police did they take her away?
Yes.
And what happened after that?
The police officer, one of them came back over to me, started some questions about I was feeling that we didn't have medical assistance. What was going on with it.
And did you need medical assistance?
I knew, but I didn't want to leave because I didn't know she was had children. It's in the house, building the house, so I didn't know to leave or stay until she said, some another police officer said that she wanted to have her kids with her mother's house. So he went and got the kids up there, so they closed together. And you have to get your stuff together, then you get another car taken to her mother's house.
Okay. At that time, did you seek medical attention?
No, I didn't, I was embarrassed.
You were embarrassed?
Because I've been to the hospital 3 times before with domestic violence from the same person.
With Ms. Rogers?
Yes.
Was that recently?
No.
All right, so you weren't injured from being hit by the broom?
No.
Okay,
I'm so, after it happened, I still can feel the pain up there still.
okay. Do you know if you had any bruising? Jesus.
It was just red.
It was red, okay, but you were still sore after that? I have no further questions at this time.
Cross examine.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Harris, my name is Charlotte Bershak. I'm gonna ask you some questions. If you don't understand a question I'm asking, let me know and I'll repeat it, okay? I'll start with where you just ended, the medical treatment. To be clear, you did not ask for any medics to come to the scene to treat, right?
Exactly.
And you're saying that's because you were embarrassed to receive medical treatment?
I wasn't embarrassed, but I was trying to say to go to the hospital, I'd get help treatment at the moment.
Okay, but officers offered you that a medic could come to the scene, right?
He asked me if I need medical assistance. I said, I don't know. I said, I got kids in the house. I can't leave kids here.
Okay. Let's go back to how this all started. You said that Miss Rogers that morning was playing music in the basement, right?
Yes.
She stays in the basement for the most part?
Most of the time, yes.
Okay, and where do you sleep in the house?
Upstairs on the first floor.
And so fair to say the basement is kind of treated as like her space.
It's our space, but she chooses to be down there.
You have had an ongoing issue about the music, is that correct?
I mean, when I don't
Like, have you guys argued before about her playing music in the basement?
yes,
And when you say it was loud, are we talking about the volume that would come out of a computer?
no, it's going on the computer and the speaker. She had opened the window. So the speaker's plugged in the computer.
Okay. So when you went downstairs, you were upset about the music, right?
The first time I went downstairs, I went halfway down the first time. And she said, okay, I'll cut it down. And then I went, I shut the door, And then she went outside, she turned it up 3 times higher than what it was first time.
Okay, so, all right. Maybe you weren't upset the first time you went down, but then it gets turned back up. Now you're upset when you go back downstairs, right?
You said, yeah, I was worried about it because it was really loud.
Okay, you were worried about it. You weren't angry that she had just completely done something different than she said she would do?
I was really angry, I was concerned, I was angry.
Okay, so you went downstairs and you told her again to turn it off, right?
Yes, I said, turn it down, I turned it off.
And at that point, you said you went to take a photo of her. Is that right?
Yeah, I told her to put it down, so she wanted to take a picture of what's going on down there, so I see what's going on.
Okay, and to be clear, that's where she sleeps down there, right?
Yeah, most of the time, yes.
And so she had just woken up, right?
Did she just look at?
I guess maybe that's speculation. When you come downstairs, she's essentially in her bed.
No, she was standing.
Okay, but she's not dressed to have a photo taken, is that right?
She had a coat on, she had pants on that she always had on, short pants on her top.
Okay, and so you're saying you took a photo so that you could show it to her later to prove that she did this? Is that correct? I'm just trying to understand.
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
I'm asking why you wanted to take a photo at that moment.
So I always take photos of when I go down the basement, like this, see what's going on, but she'll lie and say it didn't happen.
Okay, so you want to have proof of what she's doing. Okay.
I always do that. Not just her.
Did you say not just her?
I mean, when I see my kids, when I take pictures of them, so they gonna see what's going on with them.
And at that point, when you're downstairs, you try to take a photo and she pushes your phone away, right?
No, she hit my face.
Okay, so she leaves your phone
My
alone.
phone was way down here, she could never get my phone. She hit
Just
my
for the
face.
record, Mr. Harris is indicating with his right hand, holding his phone down by his thigh. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you had your phone low near your thigh, and that's how you were taking the photo?
No, I put the phone up like this, and I went to snap it, and she came around the table, she said like this, my face like pushed me back like this.
Okay, and just for the record, Mr. Harris has now raised his hand up in front of his face with his right hand as you would hold a phone to take a photograph. And then he's indicated that someone has come from the side and again struck him in the left side of his face.
Not someone, your client.
Okay, he's saying it's my client. Okay. And at this stage, Mr. Harris, once you've been struck one time, you go back upstairs. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yes.
You don't hit her at all.
No, I never tried her, ever.
And so at this point, that slap, are you saying that caused a laceration on your face?
No, I didn't say anything about laceration.
Okay, so you weren't cut at all.
No.
And then you go upstairs and you're saying as you go upstairs, you hear glass breaking down.
As I went towards the stairs, she started throwing bottles. It started hitting the walls and floor, and smashing everywhere.
Okay.
Coming upon my clothes, so I'm rushing up the stairs, because I didn't want to get injured from it.
But to be clear, she's throwing it at the ground.
She's throwing it at the doorway where I was going upstairs at the stairwell here.
Earlier, you indicated she was not throwing the bottles at you. She's throwing them out of anger at the walls and the floor. Is that correct?
No, it's not correct. She was throwing it to come at me, but I was moving out the way of it.
Then the police arrive, right?
Yes.
And when they go downstairs, you're saying she's still throwing things.
Yes, she's still in the bathroom, that's why they went downstairs like that.
Okay, but you're saying when the police went downstairs, she was still throwing glass.
And still hit glass right before they got there. As soon as they went down to the door, they hit it.
Okay. And they go downstairs to talk to her, right? One of them.
Yes.
And one stays upstairs to talk to you.
I think both of them went downstairs first.
Okay, and when they go downstairs, you actually follow them downstairs, right?
I went to the stairs, they asked me where she is, so I showed where she at, I came back outside. I went halfway downstairs, I came back outside.
So you're saying at no point you were in the basement arguing with her in front of the officers?
No,
Okay, you never went all the way down there.
no.
All right, and you're saying you got struck with a broomstick before the police got there, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you also gave a statement to the police in this case, right?
David, when you,
So you spoke to a detective, you were interviewed by a detective. I think you were over the phone. Did you speak to a detective on the phone? the next day?
Yes,
And when you spoke to that detective, you told him that you did have a cut on your face from the slap, right?
no, I didn't,
You didn't say that.
no, I did not.
And you also told him that when you were struck with the broom, that she was in handcuffs.
No, I didn't, I didn't ask you about anything about the broom, anything.
Okay, so you're saying you didn't talk to the detectives about the fact that she struck you with the broom when she was in handcuffs?
No,
Okay. So you're saying that that strike with the broomstick, you only got struck one time, right?
yes,
Okay, and that happened before the police got there.
yes,
And you're saying at that point, both of her hands were free and you saw her grab a broomstick. Is that correct?
no, I didn't see her grab it. I know she, when I went towards my bedroom door, when I turned the glass, I know she had it, see it, and that's what I felt.
Okay, and you said you didn't really recognize the broomstick. It's from your house, right?
Yes, I mean, it was, it had to be in the kitchen somewhere, she got it from there somewhere, because it wasn't in the kitchen area.
Okay, and it's plastic, right?
I'm sorry?
It's a plastic broomstick.
Yes, that's,
And you're saying at this point, before the police get there, she takes two hands and swings it at your back. That's what you're saying.
I'm not saying that she had two hands off, she had two hands, one hand, or half a hand, I don't know what she had, but I know it came from her.
Okay, and it hit you hard enough that you're saying the next day you had like redness.
And it was that day.
Okay.
To the next day.
And you didn't take a photo of that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Did you show it to the police?
No, no.
Okay. And just to be clear for the record, and I don't know if the judge, if you can take judicial notice of this, I just for the record would ask Ms. Rogers to stand up. In the police paperwork, it's noted her weight. I would just like to put on the record that she weighs less than 130 pounds, if the judge can take judicial notice of that. And sir, can I ask how much you weigh?
157.
You mentioned some people who came in during this incident. Her 17-year-old daughter was home, right?
Yes.
And she came downstairs at some point while you guys were arguing, is that correct?
She came down there while she was throwing the bottles, glass, and she asked her, why are you down here with all this glass down here?
Okay, so you're saying her daughter witnessed that?
What's the glass on the floor?
Saw her mother throwing bottles, that's
I
what you're
don't
saying?
know, I'm saying she saw her mother, I don't know if she saw, I went down there when she went down there. That's not what see when she went down there.
You also indicated there were some neighbors outside that saw an argument between the two of you. Who
No,
were-
he didn't see anything, he heard.
Okay, who is that?
I don't wanna put my names in that, no.
Judge, I would ask the court director witness to give names of witnesses.
Tell us the names.
His name is Chuck,
And do you know his last name?
his name is Williams. I want my neighbors, there's more than one neighbor, but he's the main one concerned.
I want to talk to you about one more thing. I want to talk to you about your door. You said your side door, essentially, the screen door had been torn off, right?
After I locked the door, the side door, she started tearing the screen off and the glass off.
And when that happened, she was outside?
Yes,
Okay, and so you're saying the way your screen door got damaged is that she tore the doors off?
she tore the screen out and the glass out. She reached in there because the middle piece was gone, she turned it in, she just tore it out. It was the police officer seen the man in the driveway, is that right there when they got there.
Okay, I don't have any other questions.
I just want to go back to when you were in the basement and you said she was throwing bottles at you. Okay? So did you see her throwing the bottles?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Did you said none of the bottles struck you, just the glass?
Right.
Okay. And where was that? Was it right by your feet or was it a ways away?
It was right by my feet or towards my leg, that I was running 6 years.
Okay, and how far away was that, the stairway that you were at? How far away was that from where she was at?
From me to her, right here. 4 feet.
Just 4 or 5 feet? Okay. All right, thank you, no further questions.
Sir, how long have you been with the defendant? We say 3 years? Almost 3 years. How old are you?
69.
How old is she?
36.
She don't look to be her dad, huh?
Yep.
You have any children in common?
I take care of the children as they mine.
So how many children does she have?
2,
How old are they?
17 and 11.
What time of day was this?
Well, 6:45 a.m.
AM?
Yes.
Pretty early playing music loud, huh?
Yes, it's very early.
Were you trying to sleep?
No, it's up.
You were? Okay. Do you have any idea what made her so angry to start throwing bottles at you?
When I said I'm gonna call the police, she started throwing bottles.
Alright, so you didn't put your hands on her at all?
No, and check.
Did you raise your voice or holler at her? Why you got this music so loud? Turn it down.
I was trying to, I made the original voice of the because I was trying to talk over the music.
Okay, so you did raise your voice.
Yes.
All right, but you at no time put your hands on it.
No.
In fact, the one thing you did was you tried to turn the music off, put the laptop down. Is that right?
I was trying to tell her, I told her to check laptop, she just leave it alone. She don't ever really.
Because you asked her to turn it down. She initially turned it down, but then she turned it up even louder than it was, right? Right. So you went down to turn it down yourself, but she didn't do what you asked, right?
No, we got to turn the shut computer off, just push it, close it up.
Okay, and you did that, and that's when she came to you and she pushed or punched you in your face. And you didn't react to that at all?
I turned and went towards the stairs.
You didn't, as a reflex, swing back or push her off of you or anything like that?
No way.
So you just turned around, but started going towards the stairs and said you were calling the police.
Yes.
And that's when she started throwing bottles. And you didn't see her throw bottles, but was there anyone else in the basement besides you and her?
No.
Was she saying anything when she was throwing the bottles?
Yeah, she was cursing. We were there, seen a lot of cursing up and then Chuck taking one back down the street. So taking one back down the street, in the business and blah, blah, blah.
Who was she talking about?
My neighbor.
What did your neighbor have to do with this?
He was out there doing his grass, whatever. You could hear it. It was really, really loud. You could hear it down the street. You hear it. You hear it. Music. You say, okay, she went to drive, she was screaming, hollering, cursing, and whatever. You could hear.
Any questions based on my question? Thank you, sir. You may step. Any other witnesses for the people?
No, Judge.
Any witnesses for the defendant?
No.
People?
All right, this time I would move for a bind over. I would also ask to amend the felony information to include an additional count of felonies assault for the glass box.
Thank you, Your Honor. We would object to the bind over on the felony charges, the felonious assault for both the broomstick and for the bottles. I'll start with the amended charge for the bottles. As Mr. Harris indicated, he didn't see her throw the bottles, and so he's not able to say where she was aiming them, but from what he does know, they were hitting, not him, they were hitting the floors and the walls, and areas admittedly that he's saying he was mere feet away from, but I believe that even at a probable cause standard for assault, for the felonious assault, there needs to be an intent to actually injure him with that dangerous weapon, and what to me sounds like happened was there was an argument
No,
that.
it has to be an intent to put someone in fear or apprehension of that.
Okay, and I would say still here, what I believe we have on this record is an argument that got heated, and then there was some things said in anger, and I think some of those things done in anger may have been the throwing of bottles. I think there's a difference between something done in the heat of the moment that's intended to potentially get someone out of your space or to back someone up versus actually intending to injure them.
Well, his testimony is that he was walking away, walking upstairs.
But then none of these, she's not watching her throw any of these bottles, and so he believes that he's implying that maybe they were thrown at him, but he's very specifically said he never saw her throwing any of the bottles. And so he's feeling glass at his feet, but that's all he's really able to say, because he's indicated multiple times he didn't see her throwing the bottles. Yes, he's saying I'm walking away, but all he's saying is he felt glass at his ankles. So there's no indication that she's necessarily aiming bottles at this person. And there's no indication that he said any glass, shattered, let's say, in front of him on the wall or on the steps in a way where he could better be able to tell this court in a probable
The more
cause.
pertinent question is, were her actions meant to place him in fear or apprehension of immediate battery, and would it put a reasonable person in fear or apprehension of immediate battery with a dangerous weapon?
I understand. I'm arguing that no, I don't believe on the charge that it would. And secondarily, the felonious assault with the broomstick, Your Honor, as Mr. Harris has indicated now on the stand, he's saying that he was hit with the broomstick one time in the back, he believes, by her. He again didn't see her do it, but at some point saw her with the broomstick, which he agrees is a plastic broomstick, and he needed no medical attention. He's saying that she struck him with it, but I would argue that as far as the dangerous,
that no injury is required from
of course. I think it weighs, it's one factor in determining, but I totally agree, it's not required.
It's not an element.
Of course,
Period.
yes, but I think it goes to the credibility of what's being contested here. And I don't think that's the entire argument. My main point is whether or not a plastic broomstick is a dangerous weapon. A dangerous weapon is something that has the potential to cause serious physical injury or death when wielded by the person who is wielding it. And as this court has indicated, Mr. Harris is significantly larger than Ms. Rogers. She's 130 pounds. She struck him one time, allegedly. And I don't think that there is enough to say that this plastic broomstick that doesn't leave any, mark that we have a photograph of, is a dangerous weapon. And so I would ask the court not to find Ms. Rogers over.
Your Honor, as to the broom, it's a broom, and she could have hit him anywhere. It certainly could be a dangerous weapon. He stated that he saw her with it. No, he didn't see her strike him, but he saw her with it. She was right there, and he felt it in his back. So he said it was red and it was sore for a couple days. He didn't need to get medical attention, but I would be asking for a bind over even if she had threatened him with it and saying, I'm gonna hurt you with this. It didn't even need to make physical contact, but the allegation is that she did make physical contact in this case. As for the glass bottle, the testimony was that she was throwing multiple glass bottles and they were shattering. He stated she wasn't that far away. For glass to be shattering right by him and to him feel that shattered glass, it has to be thrown in his direction. She was right there, he was right there. That clearly shows her intent. And he could have, he wasn't injured by that, thank goodness, but he could have been. And that's a glass bottle, he could have been injured. That could be used as a dangerous weapon as well. So I'm just asking for my.
All right, I'll start with the easiest first, which is the broom. So there was testimony that this broom was plastic, but because it's plastic does not mean that it can't be characterized as a dangerous weapon. I don't know. I mean, there's different kinds of plastic. You have very, very hard plastic. You have very soft plastic. I would assume that because this plastic was used as a broom, it has some texture, some durability to it, that it's not that flimsy of plastic. And any ordinary object can be used as a dangerous weapon. For instance, this pen in its normal state, also plastic, in its normal state is not a dangerous weapon until it's used as a dangerous weapon. I would submit to you that a broom can be used in the same fashion. And she wouldn't be using it as a weapon if it could cause some kind of harm to her. Wish I had some plastic, or you have some plastic. She's not gonna walk up to him and hit him with this, because it's not gonna do anything to him. She's gonna use something that's going to do something. So as it relates to how one of the court is satisfied with this court that the burden of probable cause relates to the charge of assault, dangerous weapon being a broomstick. As it relates to the added charge of the alleged glass that was broken in this direction, that's a much closer call in that he didn't see it. The question is whether it would put a reasonable person in fear or apprehension of an assault. Once again, I submit she's angry for whatever the reason may be. She's angry because he turned down her music at 6:45 a.m. He had the audacity to come down in her living space and close her laptop and taking pictures. I don't get the whole picture thing. That's a little weird. But anyway, whatever the case may be, again, she's not going to just be throwing things for the sake of throwing them. She's throwing them because she's angry at him because he had the audacity to come down there and do that. And now you're talking about calling the police on me because I allegedly punched you in the face or pushed you in the face or whatever the case may be. So she's doing that for a reason. The intent is satisfied, and a glass bottle or bottles is certainly classified as dangerous, a dangerous weapon. So it's a question of fact to be determined by a trier of fact. The court is satisfied that people met their burden of probable cause as relates to the added charge of assault with a dangerous weapon with glass bottles. The court finding those charges were committed in the city of Detroit, and the court finding probable cause to believe this defendant committed them will bind the defendant over to Wayne County Third Circuit Court Criminal Division for further proceedings. Her arraignment on the information date and time will be August 12th, 2022 at 9:00 a.m. Bond will be continued if there's no objection.
No objection, Your Honor.
Bond continued.
I just want to place one other thing on the record with the court's permission. I wanted to ensure that is on the record that Mr. Harris, when indicating being hit on the left side of his face, was indicating that with a closed fist. And finally, I have a request. Ms. Rogers would like to get her belongings out of Mr. Harris's house as they are now separated. I have, I guess I'm trying to get the court to sign an order for her to have a police escort to go over there and get her belongings.
Yes, do that. I do have a question about the information. You have a count 1, assault with a dangerous weapon, and a count 3, domestic violence. I have a count 2.
I don't know. That must have been there. So what I'm going to do is I'll keep count 1 the same, count 2.